evening, everyone. I want to apologize, first of all, for anyone that, the schedule was a little out of order. There were some flight issues in the Albany area. The weather was not that good, but we are here nevertheless. Better late than never. We had a great time with Neil Dashwood earlier, but we are here with our headliner of Ladies Night. The Smoke Show, Scarlett Bordeaux, is here with us. Scarlett, well, thank you for joining us in the Captain's Corner. Thank you. Thank you. Like and share out, guys. We were at 50 to 60 earlier. No reason why we can't get back to that earlier. If you could hold up that print, Scarlett, look at this. We've got these limited edition prints available to claim, signed by both Killer Kross and Scarlett. Individually numbered, only $60. Like and share out. How did you break into the wrestling business?
Oh boy. So my friends would go to indie shows when I was a senior in high school, and I had no idea what indie wrestling was. I didn't watch wrestling as a kid. My parents wouldn't let me. But one day I went with my friends to an indie wrestling show. It was AAW. I loved it. I went up to Dave Prazak and Danny Daniels after the show and I asked if there's any way I could learn about it, help out in any way. I would help set up the ring, help set up chairs, sell raffle tickets for a few months. And then came Christmas 2009. It was One Twisted Christmas. They asked me if I had a sexy Santa costume to take a pile driver in. I didn't know what a pile driver was, but I said okay. They said, tuck your chin, good luck. I got carried to the back and they threw a bucket of snow on me and said, welcome to Christmas. And that is how I started.
Oh my God.
What an initiation.
That's a great story.
I can't imagine there's too many people that got initiated into the business exactly like that. What are some of your memories in ROH, Scarlett?
Did you ever watch my House of Truth stuff? Hoopla, take your pants off?
I would watch some of the ROH stuff.
Sure. Oh my God. We had a whole show. It was was it the Hoopla show's the name for it? Anyone can sound off in the comments if they can remember.
Please, we'll read them.
The show was actually called, but I wrote like an America the Beautiful type song for like the Hoopla anthem. I sang it, and then I stripped off my dress into an American flag bikini. It was great. I think I remember Davey Richards doing a striptease on that show too.
Oh wow, Davey Richards?
Yeah, Robert Strong was on that show. Adam Cole. I think to check out the DVD if you.
That's a good plug to ROH. Shout out to Truth Martini, Davey Richards. There were some other memories you had of ROH. That was your first big national television exposure, right? Or at least in terms of.
Yeah, actually, I'm thinking
right.
The way I became a ring announcer once the Hoopla faction separated. There was one show I was on. They were just having me be ringside, ring the bell, while they were trying to figure out what I was going to do next. Who was it? Bobby Cruz couldn't make the show. It was like a flight cancellation, and then Hunter and Truth Martini suggested oh, can you ring announce? Well, I never ring announced before, so they just it was a pay-per-view. It was an ROH pay-per-view.
No pressure.
Yeah, I've never ring announced before, and they said I did a great job. So then they would alternate me and Bobby Cruz for a while. And the only reason I stopped is because I moved to Vegas, so I wasn't in the East Coast area anymore, so it was too difficult for me to make it out there. I got a new job in Vegas, so that's the only reason I stopped going ROH.
Right. Is there any possibility that you might go back to Impact along with Harley Cameron, and Kross? Someone just specifically asked that.
People keep asking that question if we're going to go back to Impact. We're never going back to Impact. Never.
That's very specific. That's very definite.
But I've done so many virtuals, and someone always asks that. I think they just like hearing me say it because they think it's funny.
And people are I'm way behind the comments, so they're talking about the ROH DVD. Do you remember your duet with Jimmy Jacobs?
Of course. He's one of my closest friends. I don't even know how that happened. I think we were just talking about on the way to the show that morning. We were just trying to think of something funny to do for these segments for Hoopla. I think that's why it was so fun, because everything was kind of random and just what word am I looking for? It's late, guys. My brain's not working.
No, you're moving quicker than I am.
But no, yeah, we just both like Disney, so that was just kind of an idea of ours. It came out pretty awesome. There's a lot of people that actually haven't seen that. A lot of people don't even know I can sing.
Well, everyone that's heard the NXT theme knows, right? Really? Oh. Almost everyone. Almost everyone. We'll put the disclaimer in there. Christopher says he likes seeing you and Kross on Monday nights on Twitch.
It's very nice. Thank you.
Rod the mod.
I'm never even on his Twitch. I'm literally just in the kitchen cooking or eating or watching TV in the background. I'll chime in when he's talking, and sometimes I just can't help myself.
It's like a cameo.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I'll just chime in if he's talking about something. I'm like, hey, you're forgetting a certain detail of the story. So I'm like slowly becoming a character on this Twitch.
That's pretty funny, but it's organic, right?
Yeah.
Scott, we talked briefly about potentially going back to Impact, but what are your memories when you first got to Impact? And that was you. At one point, you were easily the biggest thing in the company. Everyone was.
Millions of views.
Yeah, everyone was talking about you. You probably did as much for their company as you did by just being on the TV, if that makes sense.
Which is hilarious because, like, I have a thing. It seems like in a lot of wrestling companies, I go a really long time without wrestling.
Okay.
And, like, actually getting a lot of views and fans and doing cool stuff, but it takes me a really long time to wrestle at places. But usually it's because people like whatever I'm first signed up to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like every time I've been signed up in a company, they give me a very, very small role, and I kind of make it bigger, and then it slowly becomes more. And that's kind of what I was expecting out of WWE too. I'm like, oh, I'm for sure going to end up wrestling, because that's what happens everywhere else. They hire me as a manager, and I end up wrestling.
But that means down the line, right?
Yeah.
There's always down the line. Rod the Mod, holler at your boy. Check this out. There you go. Stay sexy. By the way, any specific memories of any of these photos? I know sometimes we get behind the photos.
That was maybe during the pandemic, actually, and I was afraid to post those photos.
Really?
I was afraid to post those photos because at the time everything was so about the pandemic. Posting anything fun.
Oh, you got negative backlash. I remember that.
I didn't get it, but
It existed.
Me and all the girls were like, it was funny. We're all afraid to post bikini photos, anything having fun or anything that wasn't. I don't know. It was a weird time to talk about anything else. So I was very nervous to start posting bikini photos again. I'm like, people are gonna think that I don't care about people's lives, by just being out with my friends. I don't know. It was
It's crazy to think, but we were there for a while. Let's talk about your AAA memories.
AAA memories. The first time I was there was Cancun. It was 3 days. I didn't speak any Spanish, and everyone in my matches all spoke only Spanish. So I don't even know where to start with Mexico. Mexico's great. It's kind of like the Wild West.
Yeah.
But I guess I did a good job because I got for a while I had more views on my match than I think not Ebro, and then who am I thinking of? But their top 3 luchadors in AAA, I was getting more views than everybody. I hit 34 million.
There was that one match that was 25 million after a couple of weeks.
That was
which is one of those things where I love AAA. I grew up watching AAA, but AAA has not been watched by that many people ever at that point.
I think it was more than Rey Mysterio's match.
Yeah, I believe that.
One of his AAA things, I think. Maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong with that. I think it was for a while. I don't think I'm the top anymore. Someone's beating me now, but for a while, people are like, "Oh, is Scarlett Bordeaux the top luchador?"
What are your thoughts on AEW? Because people are asking a lot of AEW related questions, so we can just keep it there for now. What are your thoughts on AEW?
I think it's good for everybody. I think it's good for everyone that there is another company where people can work. It probably would have been a lot scarier for everyone. There was 200 people who got released in the last 2 years. The fact that there's so many companies, so many places where people could go, thank God, because that means my friends have jobs. So it's really good.
Amen to that. Ooh, good call. 2 Roberts. That was a great call.
It's like I've done this before.
Yeah, you would think. You're like the Joe Montana of audibles. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Rob, Bob, that's your first. And there's your second. Just signature. Thank you so much, Bob Love, for all your support.
You say Bob Montana? You mean Bob Ross?
No, well, Joe Montana. Quarterback. He'd call audibles sometimes to line scrimmage. Yeah. Respect to Bob Ross, though.
Bob Ross.
Yeah. No, because I said Bob Love. I'm talking so much, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Let's see. Wow. So once again, that's Chase. By the way, Steve-O, who bought some stuff, said he's going to be at WrestleCon in a few weeks. He wants to know, do you have any preference on snacks? He wants to bring you some snacks.
Question. Okay, no more Reese's because everyone brings bags of those at this point, and I have an entire closet full of them. I love them, but I have way too many of them.
Reese's Pieces or the cups themselves?
The cups, I got a lot of them.
Got it.
Do you put them in the freezer?
I have so many.
Yeah.
So many.
That's pretty funny.
What do I want? I like so many things. I'm trying to think what I'm going to be craving at that point.
It's a very serious
If
question.
you bring me a $5 Starbucks gift card, that would be, even just a hot, tall black coffee from Starbucks. At that point, Me and Cross, all we're gonna want is a tall black coffee. It's gonna be a long day. If you surprise me with a tall black coffee, oh God, we are gonna be so happy. Yeah, tall black coffee.
There you go.
Yeah.
Tall black coffee. Glad you enjoy. I would love to go out for a drink, but this is our number 1. This is our number 2. This is our number 3. So those are the cards that are available. Scarlett, do you have a preference? I'll keep these cards down. Do you have a preference in the card? I'll have them face you for a second.
I've seen the fewest of these ones. These ones I feel like are the most rare. I don't know if they are.
Those, I think they're new. They're newer, I think.
Stick these where they want it signed.
These are the ones I've seen the least.
I think we're just gonna.
So they're probably worth the most because I've not signed very many of them.
There you go. You heard that. Strict up value.
Sometimes I go on eBay and I look up like what these things are worth, and it kind of blows my mind.
In a good paint pen.
Yeah, it's like money.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what it is. I do searches too on just even amount of items. You can get a good idea what a market is.
My friend, who's actually Harley Cameron, she gifted her coaches one of those Pokemon Oreo
Okay.
packs, and they found like a Mew Oreo, and she knew that those Oreos, like that specific kind, because they have the different Pokemon on each one.
Okay.
That one's worth $10,000 because it's so rare.
Ooh.
So depending on like the holograms and stuff like that.
Oreos?
That's insane.
Like an Oreo. It's crazy. And if you know what like you're holding in your hand, it's like $10,000.
And if you don't, you probably sell it for $20,
Yeah.
$10,
Or
$5.
you just eat it.
Yeah,
I just eat the Oreo.
yeah. Okay, so in silver, make sure this one's
Oh,
still
it
good.
breaks my heart. I never got to like hold one of these.
Not yet. Not
Are
yet.
they gonna bring back the Divas Championship?
Well, they took it away? Yeah, they did, right?
It's one
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
Well, here we go. So the smoke show, Scarlett Bordeaux, wherever you like. Craig, we're getting that for you, brother.
Why we gotta poo-poo the Divas like they never did anything? It's crazy to me.
I know. That's a cool belt. I mean,
Nice.
They love to revise history, change it.
all right. So we've got some great names on there, and now we got one more great name.
Serena was my coach too. It's cool that she's on here.
Oh, really? Let's talk about Serena. We had her a few months ago on.
You know,
That's for you, Craig.
she's like great human, great coach. She was my coach in NXT before she left.
I want to say when we had her on, she talked about you. She had such a good energy. Yeah.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah, we were talking about what she was doing in NXT. She just had a very warm, outgoing energy, and we did it on Sunday morning. One of those things, and she was still just top notch.
Me and Shotzi were in her class.
Oh, really? And Nick said he hopes you have a wonderful night. Congratulations to you on all your success. You'll forever have support in your hometown.
Thank you.
Bravo out. I love it, Nick. Bravo out. Talk about your time in NXT. What was it like when you got that call to report to NXT and you're going to developmental?
So, I don't want to get into too many details about what I was going to do instead, but I was going to sign with another company instead of WWE. I was looking at some contracts, and the contract didn't look so great.
No, now.
My mom was telling she had a bad feeling about it. I had a bad feeling about it, and then I was thinking like, I feel like I have to reach out to WWE just one more time because if I sign this and I feel in my gut something's not right with this, and then let's say I get a call from WWE later, I would be heartbroken. So I reached out to them, and they were interested, and that was the first time in almost 10 years. Like me and Cross have both been trying to work there for a long time. I was an extra 25 times before finally getting the job. Yeah, I was a Rosebud 15 of those times.
15 of the 20?
15.
So you were
25.
Can we say you were the lead bud?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, ask him. For 100% I was. But yeah, my first tender auditioning was probably 2011. So I was supposed to get in the ring with AJ Lee and all around. I barely knew how to bump or anything, but they saw some bikini photos of me and they're like, oh yeah, come on in. So that was my first time stepping through WWE stores. I finally got the job November 2019. It was crazy because a few months later, we went to the pandemic and we debuted in front of no one. Like, we are so happy to have debuted, but it was very weird to be performing in front of absolutely no one. But we're happy to be there.
That was a weird time.
It was crazy. Our debut was in front of no one.
That's so. I think I was talking to Cross about last week to where it's such a. I mean, hopefully when it's all said and done, there's only going to be a handful of performers, wrestlers that can say they performed in front of like no crowd. And it's probably better because it's just so much different. Why don't you talk about what it was like to go out there with no audience?
I think they were kind of worried actually because they were thinking they were like, okay, this, are they going to be able to, feel the energy, like they'll fill the room with energy basically, no one here. And the first time we did it in front of Triple H, in front of Shawn Michaels and Road Dogg, like everyone loved it. Everyone was kind of like, holy crap, this is cool. We hope everyone else thinks it's cool. And of course, the internet kind of blew up like the first night we did it. So it worked out really, really well. I can't say anything bad about my time in NXT. Like, it's one of those things that it's still kind of surprising the way everything ended because everything was so cool and fun at NXT. So, yeah, I have no ill will towards WWE. It's just one of those things that even now we look back on how we acted, it's strange. A lot of strange things towards the end. But we had a good time when we were there.
What would you say was your personal highlight? Cross, of course, win the NXT belt a couple times. What would you say was a moment where, regardless if tomorrow you decide to, just be done with wrestling, what was that one WWE moment that it was like, oh, wow, that was really cool?
Tour of the magazine sold out.
So, strangely enough, one of my favorite moments that I felt like I got something out of it was years before when I hadn't even been signed yet, and that was wrestling Nia Jax. Even if it was a squash match, and getting chosen to perform in front of 10,000 people, even in a squash match, I felt like I got that out of my system. It's something I always wanted.
So
and I'm like, if it never happens, I never get to do this again, at least I got to do it once. Doesn't matter if it was a squash. And I got to do it using my name. I got to cut a promo, be Scarlett, and then wrestle on Monday Night Raw, which was, I don't know, I feel like even 2016, that was kind of the highlight. And strangely enough, my second favorite thing that happened was wrestling Shotzi in front of no one. And that's when they wanted to call us up, they wanted to split me and Cross up. They loved my match with Shotzi, but just getting to wrestle in front of people for the first time in like 2 years and having everyone love it, that was probably my second highlight, and no one got to see it. I mean, the roster got to see it, but you guys never did. So, weirdly enough, that was probably my first and second favorite moments that I can remember.
There you go, yeah. Cross said he wouldn't, because I got to imagine it'd be hard to motivate yourself when you're going out in the crowd in front of really no one there. I knew you were talking about the big crowd recently. How did you find the motivation for yourself to go out as a performer and kind of just be who you were?
The fun and the creativity came from me, honestly, came from the costumes, from the makeup, from the dressing up, because as much as Cross pushed for me to speak more, to do more, like getting to sing a song, that was probably tied for second, third best parts of everything. But I did want to do more. I loved finally getting the bump when Finn hit me with the drop kick, like that day that finally happened. I'm like, oh thank God, they're going to utilize me in like a physical sense, because we were like begging for it. And then I'm like, okay, now we're gonna start doing more and more of me getting more physical, getting more involved. Didn't really go more forward with that, but yeah, I would keep myself motivated honestly by like trying to be creative with the hair, the makeup, the costumes, because that's where I had free reign to do whatever I wanted. As much as I would ask for more, I was always trying to be grateful for whatever it would give me. Just getting to be on TV every week, I'm like, okay, this is good. But I was always kind of waiting and wanting to do more.
They said you're an avid reader.
Oh, yeah, good question.
And they wanted to know what your favorite read was. What are your recommendations for must-reads? From Franklin Lee.
I was just reading Shogun recently. Behold the Pale Horse. I've probably read before that.
Which one is that? The Pale Horse? You said?
Behold the Pale Horse, if you guys ever looked that up. That's a good one to look up. I read a lot of stuff.
What category of books do you like?
Very esoteric,
Okay.
like not self-help books, but psychology books, if that makes sense.
Okay. Like psychology thrillers?
No, like more literal, like
Okay.
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Graham.
Very weird subjects. Like,
Okay.
like sort of weird, like
I'm down to
old
hear about it.
hippie occultic type. Like,
Oh, that's right up. That's right up her alley. That's right. Yeah.
Tell me this.
I think she's going to start a cult. She thinks it's going.
Probably the same.
So no. I think she's going to unintentionally start a cult with best wishes, and it's going to turn into a cult, and we'll be like, "How did I get here?"
I want to have a commune and stuff like that. And he's like, that's
And
how it starts.
live off the grid.
Right,
And
yeah.
Yeah, that's what she wants. Yeah.
We have a job to do and just work together. Like,
I said this was Waco. That's what I told you.
I have a joke about this. Like, well, let's just turn off our cell phones and like buy Function Land and we all hang out like
chill.
and just chill by a fire pit and just cook.
and like you like to cook, you like to clean,
chickens and goats.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god, like baby cows.
Yep.
It's got to be baby, but of course. Yeah.
So it's like first I was like, what kind of books do you read? It's like weird shit.
It's just information. How cool was it the first time you went into a store, like just a Target or Walmart, and you saw?
I've never seen my stuff in the store.
Really?
Every single time I go to Walmart and Target, I'm like, we have to go to the toy aisle and try and find it. I see his all the time. Mine is never on the shelves, which might be a good thing. I'm like, dude.
Well,
I don't know, but I go every single time. I've never seen it in stores, and people screenshot it and send it to me if they see it. I've never seen one, and it bothers me so much. But yeah, getting an action figure was also amazing.
I could tell you as someone who goes shopping for figures in stores fairly often that it means because they didn't order right. So that means there's people sold out of your figure. No, that's what I mean. They didn't.
They sold out too quick.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. You should bust Cross's balls. Be like, hey.
Mr. Popular over here.
Yeah. What's a funny road story, Scarlett, that you could have from either your time before you got to Impact, or I'm sure it's one of a million,
I'm
but
so bad at thinking about these things on the spot. Let me think. I'm like, what can I tell without and not get in trouble?
yeah.
Like, because with Ring of Honor, we used to take like a lot of like 12 to 14 hour drives. Because I would drive from Chicago and meet in Kalamazoo with Jimmy Jacobs and Mike Seed, and then meet up with Truth Martini, Brian Gore, and then we'd head all the way up to New York, Philly. It'd be a whole weekend and stuff. I'm trying to think. I don't know. There's certain things I feel like I can't talk about because it's funny. I mean, there was one time I was driving a car with a bunch of people and like a truck tire flew off the truck right in front of me.
Oh my god.
That's not even funny. Actually, I don't want to talk about it.
That's pretty dangerous, though.
Yeah, that's dangerous. That's the time I almost died. A lot of funny war ghost stories. I'm telling you of them. There's other people here. Can't tell other people's secrets.
We're going this way back to Scarlett, and we did have a question, Scarlett. What was one thing that you enjoyed working about with NXT?
There's a lot of things I enjoyed about working with them.
So yeah, a couple things then.
I felt like your ideas were definitely heard, though. Like if you wanted to talk to Road Dogg, Shawn Michaels, Hunter, like they would sit down and listen, and like Hunter would give each and every person individual time to listen, hear them out, and bounce ideas off of. Like he was very fatherly towards everyone. So like just working with him was probably the highlight of everything, I think.
Who do you think you've had the most chemistry with in ring in your career so far?
First one that comes to mind is actually this girl, Avery, that I wrestled in Australia.
Okay.
Just instantly, we had such great chemistry. And, like, going in there, we didn't even plan to have a hardcore match. We ended up having a hardcore match. It was one of those things.
It's the best kind of hardcore matches, right?
It's unplanned hardcore matches. She was so, like, cool and just down for everything. She was like, hey, do you want to put me through a table? I'm like, yeah, sure. She's like, I'm like, can I like hit you in the face with a beer bottle? She's like, yeah. Like, we're just like cool, like stupid ideas like that. Like smacking with our kendo sticks and stuff. And I'm just down for everything. Just chemistry was great. And that was her first match back after being seriously injured. I think she had broken either her neck or her hip. Ooh. So she had been injured and out for like 6 to 9 months. So that was her first match.
Those are big injuries.
Yeah. So she was really like nervous to get back in. She didn't know if she liked wrestling anymore. And then she had so much fun. She's like crying tears of joy in the back afterwards. We're hugging each other. We're like, oh my god, it's so much fun. Yeah, it's good.
You grew up in Australia. What's some memories from Australia?
Getting a golf-sized bruise on my ass from taking that bump off the stage. It was under the table. Like,
oh my god.
It was a Canadian destroyer off the stage through a table, and like underneath the table was concrete. It saved her life. Like I had her real nice. But oh my god, did my ass take that?
Oh my
That
god.
concrete and that table right into the concrete. That was my memory. A nice golf ball-sized bruise. But I did get to go to New Zealand. I asked them to stop me in New Zealand on the way home. I went bungee jumping in New Zealand, so that was cool. That's some qualms.
Rudy asked, he wants to know, was it tough working over in Mexico with the luchadors?
I mean, yeah, when you don't speak Spanish, which now I actually want to learn Spanish. I was watching these people on YouTube, and this guy, he taught himself how to speak Spanish fluently in 30 days.
30 days?
But what he did, he completely immersed himself in just Spanish. So all day, like, he's watching only Spanish TV, only listening to Spanish audio. He hired a Spanish tutor, and then online, in the chat rooms, only speaking Spanish to strangers, like on like WeChat, on these different things, teaching himself Spanish with like random people he'd meet. He's completely 24/7, basically nothing with Spanish. In 30 days, he was fluent.
So that's the trick.
I just worked you have to live in it, and like that, he made it basically his job. In 30 days, he was fluent.
Jeez. Well, you know, I guess to show you, you know, if you try and want to do something bad enough, hard enough, yeah, you can do it.
I only learned how to say food because I worked in restaurants.
You know what? But that's
all food, like all different kinds of food.
The menu. Yeah. You do the menu. A lot of exciting things going on in your very near future, including WrestleCon. Why don't you tell everyone about?
A lot of secret things that I can't talk about. There's things like projects and TV type stuff happening, and this is stuff that I can't talk about until it happens, until the people I'm working with announce it. But as far as wrestling company goes, I am still completely unsigned, so I am a free agent.
And how does that feel? I mean, that has to be very like rewarding in a way, just knowing you could do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm chill. I'm making more money.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. That's one thing I was worried about. I'm like, are the indies going to be profitable after the pandemic? And it's crazy how much people are like wanting to go out and wanting to shows.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Like, it's great, and just being able to like see fans and talk to them. The first time I actually got to talk to fans in a long time was right before we got let go. We did a signing for a charity for Give Kids the World. So me, Shotzi, and Cross, we got to meet some people at a signing for charity. It was the first time we got to talk to people. Like, oh my god, like it's I actually get to talk to fans and not read Twitter and read everything.
Yeah.
Twitter is what we get, and I feel like that's the only thing that exists sometimes when you're there. But when you're out here, it's like it's great.
Yeah, Twitter's a vocal minority.
But it's like those people who are talking shit don't even buy merch. So it's like the people with the little cartoons.
Yeah.
Not even real.
Yeah, that's less than like 1% of the total scope of people that are enjoying what you do.
But those are the people who don't buy anything from anyone. They just complain.
Yeah.
Because they don't like anything.
Well, without getting, on our soapbox, I feel like Twitter has given people, a platform to, maybe.
Yeah, but like there's a lot of crazy people on there. And
yeah. No, for better or worse. Absolutely. 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 Now, we're going to be winding down the live portion of the evening. So, Scarlett, you've had so many fans. I mean, considering we started way later than we hoped to. But no, and us starting this, like, there was all kinds of stuff going on with starting late. But the important thing, Scarlett made it. It was great to everyone who came in. We had over 70 people an hour and a half ago. Is there anything you'd like to say to everyone that's tuned in and supported you for the last, 10 years now?
I love you guys. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. The fact that you still support me after all these years. Some of you remember things I did back in AEW, Ring of Honor, back in 2012, 2015, and you're still here with me today. It's amazing. I love you so much. If you ever need anything from me, one day if I could repay to you how much you've done for me, just thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. And I want to remind everyone, we had a great time with Tennille, great time with Scarlett. Summer Rae, we're not going to be able to do on the live portion, but we're going to get everything signed by Summer Rae tomorrow. I can assure you that. Tune back in at 6 p.m. tomorrow. We're doing Happy Hour with Hector Guerrero. So from the General, from Scarlett, I want to say thank you for tuning in, and I want to say cheers to the working man and lady.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good night, guys.